Welcome to Midnight Signal AI, your daily pulse on the world of artificial intelligence. It's March 20th, 2026. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Tonight, Signal's founder partners with Meta to encrypt AI. Jeff Bezos sets sights on a $100 billion AI manufacturing fund. A Supermicro co-founder faces charges for allegedly sending AI tech to China. And Google is building a native Gemini app for Mac. Plus, we'll touch on layoffs, customer service, and the latest wild stories from the AI frontier.
Let's dive in with our lead story, reported by Wired and trending on Hacker News. Moxie Marlinspike, the creator of Signal, is now working with Meta to help encrypt their AI systems. This is a fascinating move, considering Marlinspike's long-time advocacy for privacy and secure messaging.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. Meta isn't exactly known for its privacy-first approach, but bringing in someone like Marlinspike signals they're taking AI security seriously, or at least want to be seen that way. The Wired article points out that as AI becomes more integrated into messaging and social platforms, the risks of leaking personal data skyrocket.
Exactly. And Meta's AIs are being woven into products like WhatsApp and Messenger, where end-to-end encryption is a key selling point. The challenge is making sure AI features, like smart replies or moderation, don't undermine that encryption. Marlinspike's expertise is probably crucial for building those safeguards.
It also sets an interesting precedent. If Meta succeeds in encrypting AI-driven features at scale, other big tech platforms might feel the pressure to follow suit. But there's a tension. More privacy means less data for training and improvement, and Meta's business model hinges on data. This partnership could change how companies balance AI innovation with user trust.
And of course, the open question is, will this actually result in genuinely private AI, or is it mostly optics? Either way, it's a development worth watching closely. Switching gears, let's talk about one of the biggest money moves in AI this week. The Wall Street Journal reports that Jeff Bezos is in talks to raise $100 billion for a fund to buy and revamp manufacturing firms with AI. That's a huge bet on the industrial side of AI, not just software.
And it marks a shift. We've seen massive sums flow into generative AI and LLMs, but Bezos is going after the physical economy, factories, supply chains, automation. The idea is to modernize manufacturing with AI at every layer, which could be transformative for productivity and even geopolitics.
It's also a sign that AI's next wave may be less about chatbots and more about real-world impact. Manufacturing is notoriously slow to change, but with this kind of capital and ambition, we could see a ripple effect across industries.
Of course, $100 billion is a massive target. Pulling that off and deploying it wisely is going to be a challenge. But if anyone has the credibility to at least try, it's Bezos.
On a related note, Bloomberg reports that a co-founder of Supermicro, a major server hardware company, has been charged by U.S. authorities in a plot to illegally send AI technology to China. 2 others were also charged.
This is part of a broader crackdown on tech transfers. AI compute hardware is a major choke point in the US-China tech rivalry. Supermicro servers are used everywhere, from cloud data centers to AI research labs, so the stakes are high.
It highlights how export controls on AI and chips are now a geopolitical battleground. The US wants to keep advanced hardware out of Chinese hands, but the global supply chain is hard to police. Expect more of these enforcement efforts, sometimes with big names involved.
And it's not just about hardware. The lines between software, chips, and AI services keep blurring, making regulation a moving target.
Let's shift to the consumer side. MacRumors reports that Google is working on a native Gemini AI app for Mac. This would bring Google's latest large language model directly to Apple desktops, bypassing the browser.
That's a big deal for Mac users. Most advanced AI tools have focused on the web or Windows so far, so a native Mac app could open up new workflows for creatives, researchers, and developers. Gemini is Google's answer to GPT-4, and direct desktop integration means faster access, more features, and potentially better privacy if it processes data locally.
It also signals that big tech companies are racing to be the AI layer on every device, not just phones. The desktop isn't dead, especially for productivity. Now, let's talk about the workplace. CNBC reports that Crypto.com just laid off 12% of their workforce, citing AI as a factor. They're the latest in a string of tech companies using AI as a justification for job cuts.
It's become almost a template. We're streamlining with AI, but it raises tough questions. Are these layoffs really about efficiency, or is AI being used as cover for broader restructuring? Either way, it shows the pressure on tech employees to adapt. AI is reshaping roles across the board, not just in obvious places like customer service.
And it's a reminder that while AI promises productivity gains, those gains can come at a human cost. The social impact of these changes is only beginning to play out. Speaking of customer service, Andreessen Horowitz published a piece arguing that while the internet ruined customer service, AI could actually save it. They make the case that automated agents, if done right, could restore some of the speed and personalization that's been lost.
I'm cautiously optimistic. We've all dealt with frustrating bots, but newer AI models are better at understanding nuance and context. If AI can handle routine queries and escalate complex ones to humans, it could make support better for everyone if companies actually invest in good systems, not just cost-cutting.
Agreed. But there's a risk that some companies will use AI as a wall rather than a bridge. The tech is only as good as the incentives behind it. Let's take a quick look at how companies are building safer AI agents. There's a new PostgreSQL extension called Safe Session, featured on Hacker News, that lets you set connections to read-only mode, specifically to prevent AI agents from accidentally damaging databases.
That's smart. As more businesses use AI for automation, the risk of unintended actions goes up. Making it easier to sandbox and limit AI capabilities is a crucial step for trust and adoption. It's not glamorous, but these kinds of guardrails matter.
And related to that, a post on Substack details how an AI agent wiped a QA database. An accident, but apparently inevitable with current tech. The argument argues that these mishaps are going to be an ongoing challenge as AI takes on more operational roles.
It's a cautionary tale, for sure. The more autonomy we give AI, the more we need robust testing and safety nets. Human error is one thing, but AI error can happen at machine speed and scale.
Let's zoom out with a perspective piece from The Economist: Why AI has not yet upset India's IT industry. Despite all the hype, India's massive IT sector hasn't been upended by automation yet.
It's interesting. The article suggests that India's IT giants have been quick to invest in AI, but their core business, outsourced services, still relies on human labor. Cultural and business inertia, plus the complexity of many client needs, means AI is more of a complement than a replacement so far.
But the pressure is mounting. As AI tools become more capable, the industry will eventually have to adapt, or risk disruption from more nimble competitors. Before we wrap, a quick roundup of a few other notable stories. Cloudflare's Workers AI platform now runs large models, starting with Kimi K2.5, opening up new possibilities for scalable AI agents. There's also Prism MCP, a new project promising session memory and major context reduction for AI agents, which could make them more efficient and less costly to run.
And for developers, ContextD is an open-source tool that OCRs your screen and feeds the data to local AI agents via API. It's part of a trend toward giving agents more context and sensory input. Plus, agent-rendered infrastructure is getting traction in the dev world, using AI at build time to optimize infrastructure instead of relying on runtime automation.
That's all for today's edition of Midnight Signal AI. We covered everything from encrypted AI at Meta to Bezos' manufacturing ambitions and the real-world impact of AI on jobs, security, and business models.
Don't forget, you can find links to every story we discussed in the show notes. If you have questions or want to suggest a topic, reach out to us anytime.
Stay curious, stay informed. See you tomorrow.